Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one because we are going to be testing out the NYX Professional Makeup Lift Snatch Brow Tint Pen. I thought this was a new product. I don't believe it is, but I definitely haven't seen it around too much in Canadian stores, and I saw it and was like, I need to pick that up, like yesterday. I really enjoy brow pens as a whole. I find they give me a lot more control and precision that powders and pencils don't necessarily give me. So they kind of are like my go-to product. I do use powders and pencils, of course, still, but this is like my finishing touch, you know what I mean? To just really sharpen everything up and make things look super snatched. So my go-to for the last year and a half has been this Anastasia one, and this is a little pricey and it's kind of a boring purchase, so I've kind of been putting off repurchasing it. But then I found this, and this is cheaper and more accessible to me, so I'm really excited to compare the two. So if you want to see a demo of both products and how they compare to each other, how they compare price-wise, volume, all that kind of stuff, then you can just keep on watching. Okay, my friends, so I am completely barefaced because I always do my brows first. So this is what we are working with for brows. Not a whole lot going on with these bad boys. They are thin. Not only did I grow up in the 2000s, but I was also just born with thin eyebrows. I have a cat hair in my spoolie. Lovely. So they've just always naturally been really thin, and then growing up in the 2000s, I was not supervised around tweezers, and I wasn't really going after the whole super thin brow trend of the 90s, honestly. I was just really young and plucking my eyebrows when I should not have been allowed to. So I was just getting rid of hairs left and right, not realizing how they were going to change my shape and whatnot. So we are not working with a whole lot, which is why I like brow pens. I do want to get them microbladed, but I have seen microblading like years after it's been done, and it just doesn't look the same. It's kind of like a tattoo when you first get it and it's all fresh and like the intricate detail is so beautiful. I feel like it's kind of like that, where it just kind of like fades a little bit and then like bleeds a little bit, so the lines are less crisp. And I have seen some really beautiful microblading work, but I haven't seen it long term. So before I get that done, I do want to like see how people's brows turn out long term. So microblading is not for me at this current moment. However, I will fill in my brows with a brow pen. Currently, I've been loving, currently for like the last year and a half, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pen. I also use the Brow Wiz and the Brow Powder. I just like Anastasia brow products. I've heard good things about Benefit brow products, but they are not cruelty-free. They claim to be, but they're not. So I've been loving Anastasia for that for years. My brow pen, it's super mangled. It's like a year and a half old, and like I really do need to get rid of it. I know. It's just such a boring purchase for me to make. So in Anastasia brow products, I use the shade Medium Brown, and this is a swatch of it. So the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pen you can get at Sephora for $29, and it comes with half a mil of product, which doesn't sound like a lot. It's not a lot, but it has lasted me like over a year. However, I have been on the hunt for something a little more affordable, and then I came across this. I don't know if it's new. I bought it for this video because I thought it was new. Okay, so it doesn't claim to be new. So this is just me trying it out, I guess. This retails for $14 Canadian. I think I got it at Shoppers for, I want to say like $15. So both of these products are vegan, and obviously if I can find a dupe that is more affordable than the Anastasia one, I will go for it. So let's crack this baby open. I got the shade Soft Brown. I would have gone for Medium Brown because that's what I am in Anastasia, but they were all sold out of Medium Brown, so Soft Brown it is. As for the packaging component, the next one is slightly bigger. How much product do you get in here? You get a full mil of product, so you get double the product in the next one for half the price. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, hopefully this is an all right color. Oh, the tip is like significantly finer. Oh, that's dark. This is Soft Brown. What did Medium Brown look like? Am I sure this is Soft Brown? Yeah, it says it. Okay. I think I could still make it work for me. So this is the shade Medium Brown from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and then this is the shade Soft Brown from NYX. So I don't know. I know it's so tricky because in the drugstore they don't really let you swatch things. So NYX's product has 10 shades and Anastasia Beverly Hills has 9 shades. So they do have one more shade. I feel like this shade is not Soft Brown. This is the shade Soft Brown like in the photo. It doesn't look soft brown to me. They don't even have a medium brown that I was talking about. Okay, I think I was gonna go for the ash brown shade, which honestly looks like I picked up anyway. I'm so confused. Yeah, it says it right there, like on the product, not just on the box. Like there's no way. I'm looking at the swatches right now. Number 4 on this person's arm is supposed to be soft brown. There's no way. There's no way. I'm so confused. I would say this is like more, honestly, like the brown black shade. Like that looks really dark. I'm so confused. Let's try it out anyway. Okay, I'm gonna try it with the medium brown brow pen. Keep in mind that this is like a year old again, so like there's probably not nearly as much product in here, so I don't know, we'll see. I'll zoom you guys in and we can kind of play around with it together, but I really think that this shade is going to be far too dark. I just want to quickly compare the tips of the Anastasia brow pen and the NYX one. The NYX one is like significantly more fine. I'll label them on the screen so you guys can tell which is which, but the NYX one is much more of a finer point. So I'm going to use the NYX one on this brow, and I guess I'll just kind of start. It's already looking really dark. I'm gonna clean it up. I always clean my brows up after I kind of like fill them in. I never do my brows on camera, mostly because it's boring, but also because they always look terrible until I clean them up. I'm being very light about it though, because I don't want them to be super dark, and I feel like they already are. Oh god. That being said, this point, it's very flexible, so creating like really small brow hairs, oh well that didn't work, but it is pretty easy to do because it is quite a different technique to get used to, I will say. I've been doing this technique in some capacity to my brows for a while, so it is pretty easy for me to kind of get the hang of, but this makes it really quite easy again because the tip is really flexible. I think I would almost recommend getting a shade darker than you'd normally go. I feel like, yeah, this is a little bit dark and I probably would go a shade lighter, but I wouldn't go for my normal medium brown shade that I would go for in the Anastasia formula. I feel like if the color blends in too well with your natural brow hairs, it almost kind of looks like just like a big smudge. Like you can't really see the definitive strokes that you've created because it blends in too much with like your natural brow hairs. I don't know if that makes sense, but since you're not filling in your brow also like entirely like a big block, you do have a little more wiggle room in terms of shade. Like this, if I use this like all over my brow, would be no bueno. I would look like Bert from Sesame Street, guaranteed. But since you're using less product and doing kind of those thinner strokes, I think it works. I think if I was able to go back, I would definitely choose a different color. Just something slightly lighter, but this is good enough. You know what I mean? Like I'm definitely gonna, you know, continue to use this product and go through it. And then maybe I'll just pick up a different color next time. But honestly, the tip on this is so fine that you can get away with a variety of shades, I feel. And I think this is a really good product if you're wanting the microbladed look. Whereas the brow pen, I don't know if they've updated it since I've bought it, but it's not nearly as fine as this product. I will show you a little bit of a demo on the ABH brow pen just so you can kind of see how the two compare. Let's do a little bit of brow work on this side using the ABH brow pen. It is important to keep in mind that these are different shades. This one is not nearly as dark. See, I feel like this one you just can't really achieve the super microfine strokes. This shade is much closer to my actual brow hairs and I feel like they're just blending in. Yeah, really I feel like this is an unfair comparison just because this one is like so dried out. So I'm going to continue with this one just so I can kind of achieve the same look on both brows. I honestly wouldn't say that this product works all that different from what you're seeing right now. It's just not nearly as dried out. So as you can see, I have a little bit of a gap right here where I tried to create an arch back in the day. I'm actually really impressed with this product. I was a little bit hesitant like at the beginning because of the color, but I think the color matches my hair pretty well. I'm actually really impressed with this product so far. I also like that you get a full mil of product. That's awesome. Okay, so to clean these up, I am gonna go in with a little bit of a foundation. I like to personally use a sheer foundation. And then I just kind of run this where I want my brow to be, and that'll just kind of clean up any, you know, strokes that were out of place or anything. For a more natural look, you can just clean up underneath. I am going to clean up starting here to the tail of my brow though, just for myself personally. And then I can kind of see where I'm at, and I kind of see that it's a little bit bare in the corner here at the front. So I'm just gonna add a couple more hairs there. This is turning into a tutorial. And there's the finished microbladed brow. I really like. So much fun. I am much more impressed with this product than I thought I'd be. And then again, just doing the same thing, kind of cleaning up just the back end of my brow just so it stays nice and sharp. Honestly, I feel like that's a much more natural looking brow, despite the color. Like if this was a lighter color, this would be much more natural looking. Okay, I'm gonna pop off camera and I'm going to do the rest of my face, and I'll be right back and we can kind of see a little bit of a comparison. I can, you know, insert a clip from a previous video where I've used the Anastasia version when it wasn't so dried out, and we can kind of see how the two compare. I definitely don't think though that this is soft brown. Like there's no way, right? Anyway, I'm gonna pop off camera and I'm going to finish the rest of my face, and then we can kind of see how the brows look with the rest of my makeup done. Okay, my friends, so this is the completed look. I like how it turned out. I went pinky tone today, and I curled my hair again. That's 2 times in a row. Just saying. I didn't have my extensions in, so it's just my natural length, but still. This is how the brows are looking. I think they're a little too cool toned for my natural hair color. And the thing I don't love about the whole microblading technique is you can see my skin underneath, and my skin is significantly more pink on my face than it is the rest of my body. So I feel like you can kind of see like my pink skin underneath, and it just looks a little strange. Nothing too crazy, but it does look like a little bit odd. So what I'm thinking is next time I use this product, I might just lightly fill in my brows with like a brow powder to cover that like pink skin undertone, and then go in with the brow pen and kind of carve out those hair-like strokes. I think also by using that technique, I can add a little bit more warmth to the base of the brows so they're not so cool, because they do have kind of like a gray undertone right now. So I can kind of add more warmth back to the brow so it'll match my hair better that way, instead of buying like a whole new brow pen, because I do like that it's a little bit darker. So this product claims to have 16-hour wear. It's supposed to be smudge resistant and transfer resistant. It says stay snatched. So I'm going to wear this look to work today. For those of you who don't know, I like have a little side volunteer work situation, and I am outside and I'm at a farm. Your girl is gonna sweat today, I think. It is very hot out. Honestly, I'm probably gonna regret wearing this makeup, but I don't want to just wear the brows, so I'm just gonna go all in. It is 26 degrees today and it's supposed to feel like 31, so it's hot. So I'm definitely gonna be feeling it, and we can really put these brows to the test, because there's nothing worse than like a brow that slides off. So I'm gonna wear this entire look to the farm, and I will catch up with you guys after and we can see how well these brows stayed on. I also think it's a good idea that I didn't use a powder underneath this product just for the first time that I'm using it, so we can really see how long this product is gonna last without any help. So yeah, I'm gonna head off to work soon, and I will be back with you guys shortly for an update. Okay, my friends, so it is now 8 p.m. I just got back from work and I wanted to film this because it's about to get dark soon. As you can see, I've been working outside. Got a little dirt smudge there. But the brows held up well. So did this foundation. I did get oily like on my nose, but like it held up well. Like it still looks pretty intact. I used the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. In case you were wondering, holds up pretty well on oily skin in my opinion. I've been wearing this makeup for about 12 hours now. Like you can definitely tell, like I'm shiny. Brows, that's what this video is about, not the foundation. I made sure while I was working to do a lot of, you know, sweat wipes. I did actually really break a sweat. This brow, it is starting to almost look like quite gray. I'll see if I can zoom you in if you can see it. I don't know if it's gonna pick up on camera, but kind of like around the edges of this brow, it looks very gray. Not so much this brow. It could be because I wiped it with my dominant hand, which is my right, so that could be why this one is more faded. But this one held up really well, the one that I didn't like really touch as much, so I don't know. I think it held up pretty well. But yeah, I did want to note that there was a little bit of a color change as the product faded throughout the day. It did kind of turn more gray, which I guess makes sense because the color I chose was like a dark, cool toned brown. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with this product. I'm going to hopefully get another color next time I pick it up. So yeah, thumbs up from me. I'm really happy that I found a dupe and actually something that I like better than the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen. So yeah, overall between these two, I think I actually prefer the NYX one. This one was go-to product for so long, but then I've tried something like, I just find this one easier to use. It's easier to create that kind of flick. It is kind of a motion that you have to get used to, but I feel like it's a way thinner tip. I know it's a way thinner tip and it's more flexible, so it's easier to achieve that real hair-like stroke versus the Anastasia. Please keep in mind that I have used the Anastasia for a long time, so even though this one is dried out, I do know this product pretty well, so I know how it works when it's fresh as well. And I still think I prefer this one. I do prefer the color of the Anastasia one though. And I think I prefer the undertones as well. Anastasia just does like brow undertones and brow colors really, really well. Not to say that this one is bad, it's just not quite Anastasia level. But even with that said, I think I would still go for the NYX just because it really provides that hair-like stroke, and you get a whole mil of product. So you get double the product for like half the price. I don't know. Seems like a win-win to me. So yeah, that's my final comparison. I think NYX is the winner. I didn't think that I was gonna like this one more, honestly. I was going into it a little bit biased because I have used this one for so long. And this is a product that I've really, really loved on. So I'm kind of surprised that I found something that I like better and it's cheaper. Kind of crazy. I'm excited. And that is it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay. I just really appreciate you being here. It helps out my channel so very much by you watching, so thank you. Please leave any video requests you may have in the comments down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!